What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and enjoying life today. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the 2024 Nissan Frontier PRO-4X. Huge thank you to Derik Z over at Safford Nissan of Fairfax, Virginia for allowing me to do this video for you guys today. If you're interested in this particular Frontier or any Nissan product, I'll be sure to have Derik's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. All right, well, just like usual, first we're going to talk about the exterior and the performance. Like I said, this is a 2024 Nissan Frontier PRO-4X, and this particular one has been painted in glacier white. And by the way, there have been no changes to the PRO-4X for the 2024 model year. Now, speaking of the PRO-4X, as standard with this trim level, you do get LED headlights as well as LED daytime running lights, LED turn signals, and LED fog lights. This one just so happens to be optioned with the $990 technology package, which gives you high beam assist. Now, taking a step to the left, this is what the front end of the PRO-4X looks like. I think it's got a pretty mean mug in my personal opinion. But at the center, you have your satin black front grille with the metallic gray grille surround with Frontier embossed at the top. So the grille itself is satin black, but then this grille surround here is more of like a gray metallic color. And then you do get your gloss black Nissan logo with that lava red accenting at the center of your grille. And then just beneath your lava red Nissan lettering is where you will find your forward-facing camera. And the reason this vehicle has a forward-facing camera is because this vehicle has been optioned with the $2,190 Pro Convenience Package, which gives you that forward-facing camera that works with your 360-degree view camera system. Now, coming down just a little bit more, you get a metallic gray lower grille here that matches that grille surround up top. And then you also get a silver front chin, those two lava red tow hooks. By the way, the theme of the PRO-4X, as you will see as we progress along through this video, is lava red accenting. It starts with the exterior, and then you'll see it moves on in with us to the interior as well. And then coming down just a little bit more, you get an aluminum front skid plate here, but then the other skid plates to protect key components under the vehicle are all steel. Just figured I'd mention that. And then you may be able to see you get a bumper cutout on both sides of your front bumper, and that is just to help with the approach angle. Let's say you got a rock right here. Instead of, you know, the bumper ending down here, you get an additional, I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 inches of clearance because of those bumper cutouts. Now, speaking of the clearance, you get 8.6 inches of minimum ground clearance here with the PRO-4X. Here's a front 3/4 shot of what this thing looks like. I really like this truck because it's just simple and solid. It's got a naturally aspirated V6. It goes to a 9-speed automatic transmission. It doesn't have all those fancy turbos like you see the new Colorados and Canyons, which granted, those are great motors, you know, at least on the short term, but the long term, I think this will definitely outlast the 2.7 motors found in the Canyons and in the Colorados. But coming on down the side, you get these satin black fender flares, and then coming down, these are the standard wheels you get with the PRO-4X, and they are 17-inch gloss black with machine accent wheels, and these wheels are wrapped in 265/70 Hankook Dynapro AT2 tires. These are an all-terrain tire, and I'll give you a view of the tread pattern on that tire there real quick. That's what it looks like. And then I wanted to mention, if you are not a fan of the way that these wheels look, they do have an optional beadlock style wheel. It's not a beadlock capable wheel, but it kind of looks like a beadlock capable wheel, which is pretty cool. And then what makes the PRO-4X the PRO-4X are these Bilstein off-road tuned shocks, which I'm showing you a little video of what they look like on screen. And then this vehicle has also been optioned with the $255 mud flaps, which can be found behind all 4 of your wheels and tires. Now, coming up just a little bit, you get body color mirror caps as standard, and also as standard, these side view mirrors are manual folding and power adjustable. This one, again, just so happens to be optioned with the technology package for $990, which gives you the blind spot monitoring. But this vehicle has also been optioned with the $2,190 Pro Convenience Package, which gives you the heated exterior mirrors, and it also gives you these side view cameras on the bottoms of your side view mirrors that, again, work with your 360-degree view camera system. Here's a little side profile shot of what this thing looks like here on the side. Here from the side profile, it looks very similar to the Toyota Tacoma in my personal opinion, and that is definitely not a bad thing because I think this thing looks sweet. But Starting with our door handles, you get body color door handles with keyless access. Just keep in mind the keyless access function is only on your front 2 door handles. The rear 2 door handles do not get that keyless access function. And then you also get this like satin black piece of vinyl, it almost feels like. It is definitely a piece of vinyl from here to there. And then coming down, this vehicle has also been optioned with the $800 off-road style step rails, which is what these look like. They almost look like, if they didn't have these steps here, they'd look more like rock rails. So they could double as rock rails, not only as steps. And then you see, you get the Frontier lettering on the steps themselves. But you can see what I'm saying. Instead of banging up your rocker panel, which would be very expensive, you just get these $800 things right here. These are basically rock rails. So if you high center yourself on a rock, you'll be high centering yourself on this piece of steel rather than your rocker. Again, much cheaper to replace this than to cut out a rocker. Very expensive to do that. And then coming on down the side, get your fuel door right here. And then up top there, you get your third brake light. You get a manual sliding rear window, which honestly, I would have liked to see a power sliding rear window, but even the new like Colorados and Canyons don't even have a power sliding rear window, which is kind of interesting. And then you get your Pro-4X badging here on your bedside. Here is a rear 3/4 shot of what this thing looks like. Now, just like in the front, the rear also gets the Bilstein shocks, but they also work with leaf springs. And then coming around back, you get LED taillights as standard. This is a little booty shot of the Frontier. Coming in close, you can see Frontier embossed into the tailgate at the bottom. You get the black badging with the Pro-4X badging. You get the gloss black Nissan logo with that lava red accenting like you get in the front. Then you get a backup camera. Coming on down just a little bit, you can see you have your tailgate handle here, or I guess to be coming on up. You do get a dampened tailgate, and then again, this vehicle's been optioned with the Pro Convenience package, so bear with me. With the Pro Convenience back here, you get the spray and bed liner, you get the Utilitrack system with the cleats that you'll find on the interior in a box. They're not out yet. Then you also get a 120 volt bed outlet. You get the LED under rail lighting, and you get the trailer hitch with the wiring with the 4 and the 7 pin connector. I'll get to that in a second. But then as standard, you get these tie downs. So you get 4 total, 1 in each corner. And then the max payload of this vehicle is 1,100 pounds. And that's kind of about it for what we got going on here in the bed. So closing this back up, it's actually like an easy assist tailgate. It feels very light when you close it, and that's something that I appreciate. But coming down just a little bit more, you get the body color rear bumper. Like I said, with the Pro Convenience package, you get the trailer wiring. So you get the 4-pin connector up top here, you get the 7-pin connector on the bottom, and then you also get the trailer hitch here as well. I'll get to the trailer capacity here in a second. But again, this vehicle has been optioned with the $990 technology package, which gives you 4 integrated parking sensors back here on the bumper. You get 2 on this side, and you get another 2 on that side. And then what makes the Pro-4X the Pro-4X, well, is I guess the 2-speed transfer case, but you can get that on other Frontiers. But basically you get an electronic locking rear differential and a rear suspension stabilizer bar that works with your Bilstein shocks here at the back. And then the max tow capacity of the crew cab Pro-4X is 6,170 pounds. If you don't need 4-wheel drive, but you like the look of the Pro-4X, they also do have a Pro-X, which is rear-wheel drive. And because it's rear-wheel drive, you actually get a better max tow capacity than the Pro-4X. So if you, again, you don't need 4-wheel drive, but you like the look of this, you live in Florida, you don't tow boats or anything like that out of the water, then you might want to look into getting the Pro-X. It's actually a pretty sweet vehicle. It looks the exact same. It's just 2-wheel drive. The only neg to that is that it does not come with an electronic locking rear differential, which I think is a mistake. But anyways, let me know your opinions on the Pro-4X so far in the comment section down below. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into performance. Popping open that hood reveals that 3.8 liter naturally aspirated V6 that makes 310 horsepower and 281 pound-feet of torque. It is mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission for a 0 to 60 time in 7.8 seconds. And if you were wondering about fuel economy, you can achieve 18 miles per gallon in the city, 22 miles per gallon on the highway for 19 miles per gallon combined with 4-wheel drive. Now in 2023, it is definitely nice to still see a naturally aspirated V6 in the mid-size truck segment. It seems like everything is going to a 4-cylinder turbo, whereas I think, you know, this is going to be better long term. You know, there's less to go wrong. You know, you see this with EcoBoost engines. Once they get to 2, maybe 250, 300,000 miles, the turbo seals go bad. So that wouldn't happen on a naturally aspirated engine. And I'm not pooping on turbo motors because, you know, they're going to be quicker than this. You know, there's no doubt about it. But you see in like the Canyons and the Colorados, they really don't even do better fuel economy than this naturally aspirated V6, which is tried and true. And I see that in my comments often. It's like, why are they going to 4-cylinder turbos? More to go wrong, blah, blah, blah. Naturally aspirated is better. So if you feel that way and you're in the mid-size truck segment, you're looking for a mid-size truck, definitely go and take a look at the Frontier because they're naturally aspirated and they should have a very solid powertrain for the long term. But if you're enjoying the video so far today, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers and I cannot reach my goal without your support. I put a lot of time and effort into making these sorts of videos, so I'd really appreciate it if you're enjoying the video, if you've learned anything from this video, to please just take 1 second, give the video a thumbs up, leave a comment in the comment section down below, as well as hit that subscribe button. The likes and comments in particular look very good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm, and that is what helps me grow. So I'd appreciate it if you do those 3 things, but only if you're enjoying the video. But with that stuff out of the way, let's move into the interior. Moving on into the interior, like I mentioned earlier in the video, you do get keyless access as standard. So all you have to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, press on this button right here, and the vehicle will unlock. You can press that very same button again and the vehicle will lock right back up. 2 beeps signifies that it is locked, 1 beep signifies that it is unlocked. And now let's take a look at the key fob itself and its function. So the entire key fob is mostly satin black. And then starting at the top with the Pro Convenience package, you get remote start. So that is your remote start button. Then underneath that, you have your lock button, your unlock button, and your panic function all the way at the bottom. If you wanted to remote start the vehicle, you have to lock it first, press and hold on the remote start button, and it'll fire up. And that is what it sounds like when it fires up. But now let's take a look at the rest of the interior. So I'm going to pop in here and actually turn it on so the climate isn't just blasting and, you know, making a lot of ruckus and stuff. But anyways, like I was mentioning, lava red, that is the theme of the Pro 4X. So starting here with our door panel, you basically get like this vinyl type of material. It's nicely padded with that lava red accent colored stitching. You get a chrome looking door handle. These are your power side view mirror controls. That is going to restrict your passenger window privileges. You have your unlock and your lock functions. You get an automatic up and down driver window. All the other windows are not automatic up or down. Lava red accenting. Then you get some miscellaneous storage space, a spot you could set a water bottle, and this is your speaker. You can get a Fender sound system. I'll put the package of which that you have to get in order to get the Fender sound system on screen right now. And then coming down just a little bit, this vehicle's been optioned with the $525 off-road protection package, which gives you this door scuff protector with that carbon fiber pattern. So that is what this piece is right here. You could literally take this piece off if you wanted to, but basically it's that entire piece right there. And then this is what the interior looks like, or the seats look like themselves. This is the charcoal cloth interior with the lava red accenting. You can see the Pro 4X stitched into the seat back. Then you get the accent colored stitching. You do get a power front driver seat, but you get a manually adjustable front passenger seat, and you get your lumbar control for the driver seat right here. It's very interesting how this works. But anyway, this is your lumbar function on the passenger side of the driver's seat, if that makes sense. So basically, you can see on that side of the driver's seat. But now let's step on into the interior and let's see what the interior has to offer. So I'm going to close that door here real quick. And something that I did want to mention is that, again, this vehicle has been optioned with the Pro Convenience package, and you get heated front seats with the Pro Convenience package with 2 levels of adjustability, heated seat function, and then also with the Pro Convenience package you get the heated steering wheel. So if you press that button right there, that is going to turn the heated steering wheel on or off. But basically I'm going to start over here and I'm going to walk you throughout the entire interior. So right now, that is your tow haul mode button. This is to brighten and or dim your gauge cluster as well as your backlit buttons. Obviously that's your trip reset button. So you do get the blind spot monitoring and all that crazy stuff with the technology package. And let's say, you know, you turn your turn signal on when somebody's in your blind spot, it'll get like a beep. So if you press that button right there, that is going to turn the auditory beep off. Then, like I said, with the Pro Convenience package, you do get that 120 volt outlet in the bed, but also here in the rear. And this is to turn those outlets on or off. Then that's to turn your cargo lights on or off. you got your hill descent control button. That is going to lock your rear differential, and then that is your traction control on or off button. And then down here, you have the push parking brake. And obviously you push against it and it will release. You also get a manual tilting steering wheel, but the steering wheel is not telescoping. So the steering wheel will like go up and down, but it's not going to come towards you or away from you. Like this kind of movement is telescoping. But you do get a leather wrapped steering wheel. And like I said, with the Pro Convenience package, you do get a heated steering wheel. But just like any other vehicle, you have your horn at the center. So let's take a listen to the horn. That is what the horn sounds like on this vehicle. But now let's take a listen to our turn signal. That is what the turn signal sounds like. And not only is this your turn signal control stock, this is also your high beam control stock, your headlight control stock, and your fog light control stock. So right now, that is headlights off, that is headlights automatic, that is parking lights on, and that is headlights always on. And then that's fog lights off, that's fog lights on. But right now I can put my headlights in the automatic position even though the fog lights are on. With the headlights in the automatic position, there's too much daylight right now for the headlights to actually be on. So even though the fog lights are in the on position, they're not actually on until you put them in the headlights always on position. And now the fog lights are on. Now, if the automatic headlights had turned the headlights on because it's dark out and the fog lights are in the on position, then the fog lights will turn on, if that makes sense. Now, walking you throughout these controls here on the steering wheel, this is going to switch you between your different media sources. This doubles as a couple different things. So this can either navigate you throughout your screen here, or this will either go forward or backwards on a track. Up is forward, down is backwards on a track. And then these buttons or these controls are for your screen here at the center. You get your volume controls. This is to speak to the vehicle. And then if you have a phone connected and I press on that phone button right there, it's going to bring my phone stuff here on the infotainment system. And then on this side of the steering wheel, again, this vehicle has been optioned with the $990 technology package. And with that package, you get intelligent cruise control, which is basically adaptive cruise control. And these are your adaptive cruise control settings. And then coming over to here, you have your windshield wiper control stock. And now let's move into our gauge cluster, shall we? So at the center of the gauge cluster, you have your 7-inch drive assist display. And then you have your tachometer on the left, speedometer on the right, fuel gauge on the lower right, and then you have your coolant temperature gauge on the lower left. Now, walking you throughout the 7-inch drive assist display, right now, that is like your blind spot monitoring stuff. That is the fuel range, speed limit sign. By the way, you get that traffic sign recognition as a part of the technology package. So that is what that speed limit sign is right there. Then that is the ambient exterior temperature stuff. Right now, the screen is displaying the auto stop start system, how much fuel it has saved on this trip. And then you have your odometer, your transmission status stuff. And then this is basically letting you know right now we are in 2-wheel drive. You can see these are highlighted in kind of like a white. Let's say I put this thing into 4-wheel drive. By the way, to go into 4-wheel drive, you just make sure you are in neutral. Go into 4 high, and then you can see all of that stuff is now filled in the white, letting us know that we are now in 4-wheel drive, and the transfer case is also in 4-wheel drive. Let's see, does it do a different animation in 4 low? I guess it just tells you right there that you are in 4 low. Now, going over to this side of the screen, again, you can control what you see there. So yeah, going throughout this screen, you click this. So clicking over to the left, you can see your tire pressure stuff. Clicking over to the left again, you see your different driving aids. Then you have your speed limit sign, you have your compass, audio stuff, fuel economy stuff, you have your different drive information stuff, your auxiliary gauges, more auxiliary gauges, your off-road status is like your pitch and roll stuff, and then it'll also let you know what the status is of the transfer case. Then you got your average speed and your speed limit or your digital speedometer readout here at the center. This is the screen personally that I would leave my vehicle in. Coming over to here, you get 2 HVAC vents here for the driver. You also get a defroster for the driver's window. You get some storage space up top here for a phone, tape measure, stuff like that. And then coming down, I'm gonna go back into this screen. This is your 9-inch infotainment system with built-in navigation and wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto connectivity. So this is what your home screen looks like. You got your navigation stuff, media stuff, phone stuff. Clicking over to this side, you get your clock. You can also customize the menu, and then you have your weather, XM traffic, XM sports, and fuel and stock stuff. The current time up there, that's not the temperature, that's the temperature. That's what I was thinking of when I was talking about that. And then you have all your different shortcuts here on the bottom to shortcut you into all of those different screens. This is gonna bring me into my Apple CarPlay stuff. Again, wireless Apple CarPlay. Then you got your different info. You can swipe over to that. It's more info. This is your audio stuff. Make sure it doesn't play any music. Then you got your map stuff. You got your different phone connections. This is what your settings screen looks like. This is your second settings screen. And that's about it for that screen. It's very easy to use. I don't feel like I need to spend too much time on it because I feel like you could figure this out very easily. Then you got your volume control knob, your tuning control knob. If you press, I believe, on this tuning control knob, it will pop up your bass, but it'll also pop up your middle, your treble, your balance, your fader, all up top there. And then that is that. And then you have your volume control knob. If you press, I believe, on that, it's going to turn the audio system off. But if you press and hold on, is it going to turn the screen off? No, it does not. But anyways, again, you get some more physical shortcut buttons into audio, your menu, your map. You also have a camera system. By the way, the camera system comes a part of the Pro Convenience package, and it does come with an off-road mode here with the Pro-4X. So if you click on that, this is kind of like your off-road mode. You can basically see what you're driving into. So that is what that is. And then this is to go forwards and or backwards on a track. This is going to bring you into your night mode or your auto mode. You got a back button. This is to turn your auto stop start system on or off. You got your hazard button, lets you know if your passenger airbag is on or off. This is your transfer case thing here. You twist to the right to go into 4 high and then push and twist to the right to go into 4 low. You do get dual zone automatic climate control with the Pro-4X as standard. So that is what it looks like when it is on. And then this is to turn your heated exterior mirrors on. Again, the heated exterior mirrors do come a part of the Pro Convenience package. So that button wouldn't be here if this was not the Pro Convenience package. And then 12-volt power outlet. Coming down here, again, heated front seats also come a part of the Pro Convenience package, as does the heated steering wheel. This is going to turn your rear parking sensors on or off. Then you get a USB-C port, you get a USB-A port. Down here, you get a little bit of storage space. You could set your phone down in there. I have my Win mic and my phone. Then you get these 2 cup holders here. If you wanted to go into manual mode with the transmission, you got to go into drive and then flip this over to the left. And then you would push up to upshift and pull down to downshift. That is that. And then coming back just a little bit more, let me lock the doors again. With the Pro Convenience package, you get a wireless charging pad, which is what this is right here. Again, I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, which has no problem fitting in the wireless charging pad. And once the phone starts charging, it will light up in amber right here, letting you know that the phone is charging. It's being a little weird right now, which happens sometimes with these wireless charging pads. I'll give it a second and I'll continue on. But yeah, then you get a nicely padded armrest. You get some of that lava red accent colored stitching. And then opening this up, you got your wheel locks, and then quite a bit of storage space down in here, but there's no connectivity. I'd say you probably have like maybe 10 to 12 inches of depth with your center console. And then let's say you own a business, you need a tax write-off, and you buy this truck because it's over 6,000 pounds. You could set some pens right here if you wanted to, you know, bigger pen like a Sharpie here, and then you get your 2 other pens there. I think that's pretty cool. And then coming up to here, this is what this side looks like. You do get a lockable lower glove box, which is awesome. Decent amount of storage space, but this is actually a pretty small glove box considering the size of this vehicle. I just did a video with a Nissan Sentra, and I think the Nissan Sentra actually had a bigger glove box than we have here. Then there's also a light here with this glove box as well, and you can see more of that lava red accenting. You also get an OPU panel down here for the driver, and then the passenger also gets an OPU panel, which is nice to see. You get a standard rear view mirror up top here. You get a spot you can set your sunglasses. Driver gets a light, passenger gets a light, both of which are LED. Then you got your SOS button, and then this is your light control button. So if I have this centered, now when I open up the doors, the interior lights will turn on. This is, if I push forward, like your instant dome light on button. It's gonna turn the dome lights on. And then if I flip this back all the way where it says off, now when I open up the doors, the interior lights will not turn on. Coming over to the visor, you get a vanity mirror with a vanity light, and then these visors do slide forwards and backwards to your liking, depending on where the sun is shining. No OPU panel here for the driver, but the passenger does get an OPU panel not only on the roof, not only on the A-pillar, but also down here as well, like I pointed out. So I think that is awesome. These seats are also very comfortable. I think they look pretty sweet as well, in my personal opinion. But now I'm gonna go over a couple of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the entire window sticker on screen. You can take a look at the few different packages that this vehicle has, and you can see if they are worth it or not. I think the Pro Convenience package is definitely worth it, as I also think the technology package is also worth it. You can read through those, what you get with those on your own. The off-road protection package, don't really need it, but it is kind of cool to have, which I'll show you the backpacks that you get with that here in a second. But now with the window sticker on screen, I'm just going to highlight the MSRP. So the MSRP of the way that this particular 2024 Frontier Pro 4X is spec'd is $45,890. I think that is a great deal for what you get, because this is a very comfortable truck. I think it looks great. It's very capable. It's got all the features that you really want, and it's solid. You know what I mean? This is going to be very solid long-term, I would think, you know, with it just being very basic. I think basic is a good thing here in 2023, because all manufacturers seem to be overcomplicating everything, which long-term reliability-wise, I guess we'll see. But I do want to show you what we got going on here in the rear seats before moving into the driving portion of the video. So let's see how far this rear window goes down. First and foremost, boom, goes all the way down. Then you get a padded armrest here with some accent colored stitching. You get some storage space. You get a spot you could set a cup holder. You also get this scuff protector plate that comes a part of that adventure package. I can't remember the name of it. Then you get a speaker here. This is what your second row seats look like. I do believe you can pull up on this second row seat. I'm going to unbuckle the seat so I can do it. But pull up on this and then pull up on the seat itself, and you get some more storage space underneath here. I think you got to lock that into position. But yeah, you get some storage space here. You could set some jumper cables or something like that. But closing this back up, see what we got going on back here. One thing, let's see, what happens if I pull on this? Does this do anything? I just feel like these seats kind of sit up a little more straight than I would like them to. I kind of wish that they had a little bit more recline to them, to be honest. But I could do a road trip back here again. I just wish they were a little bit more comfortable here in the rear seats, because the front seats are very comfortable. It's just the rear seats almost feel like I'm sitting a little bit too straight. But anyways, up top here, you get an OPU panel. You get a spot you can set your dry cleaning. You do not get a seat back pocket behind the driver's seat. However, you do get a seat back pocket behind the passenger seat. And then down here with the Pro Convenience package, you get this 120 volt household power outlet. And then to the left of that, you get your USB-A port and a USB-C port. Closing that back up, this is like your off-road adventure kit. You get that pretty sweet camo Nissan backpack, and then you also get the off-road or the adventure medic kit, which I believe goes like that on that backpack, which is pretty sweet. Then these are your all-weather floor mats, your carpeted floor mats. I'm not going to take them out of the bags because I'm going to let the owner do that. It's kind of a special thing to do when you first get a vehicle. And then opening this up, you get a center fold down armrest with 2 cup holders. The armrest is actually nicely padded. The only complaint that I have with this vehicle really is the second row seats being a little bit too straight up. And then you get your dome light here. You get an OPU panel on that side, an OPU panel there. You also get an OPU panel here. Now, I am 5'9". I am adjusted behind myself. I've got plenty of knee and leg room. Here's another view of my knee and leg room. And when it comes to headroom, I've got quite a bit left over as well. But you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior of this vehicle. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I'll see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, now on to the driving portion of the video. Take a listen. She's pretty quick, you know, she gets the job done. Is it going to be the fastest thing you've ever driven? No. But I actually just made a YouTube short kind of selling you, not necessarily selling you on the Frontier, but just giving you a reason of why I think the Frontier is so good, is because it's so basic. And I know you're gonna be like, what are you talking about? This is 2023, end of 2023, early 2024. Well, how is basic good? Well, let me tell you why. The reason I think basic is good is because there's just less to go wrong. I mean, take a look at all of these different physical controls you have. Like on the new Canyon and the new Colorado, for example, in order to turn your headlights on, you have to go throughout the screen. Whereas on here, you just have a little control here on the end of your turn signal control stock, and it makes things very, very easy. You know, it's simple. and it's not just overcomplicated. And I think that's where a lot of manufacturers are going wrong nowadays, in my personal opinion. They're making things a little bit too complicated. Like, as you see on so many new vehicles, it's like they're doing away with all of these different physical controls, and they're trying to go throughout a screen. And we did this in 2013 with like the Cadillac Q system, for example. And Cadillac went back to physical controls because so many complaints about the screen and all the different controls there, you know, with their screen and all their fancy buttons and stuff like that. And I think that's going to happen again. Here's another little acceleration. I just don't know. That's the kind of beep that I was telling you about earlier in the video. I don't know if manufacturers are really listening to the people. You know, I know there are a lot of people that do like the screens and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, personally, for me, I do like my mix of screens and physical controls. I think that is the sweet spot, screens and physical controls, because on a lot of these new vehicles that just have screens, you have to navigate throughout like 2 different menus minimum in order to go into a climate control screen. Whereas this, I got a physical climate control stack. It takes me 2 seconds to click the fan speed. It takes me 2 seconds to twist the knob to get colder. It's easy, and it's just convenient, and they're making cars less convenient as time has gone on to try to make them it doesn't make sense to me personally. So that's why I think the Frontier is great, because it's still simple. It's got a naturally aspirated engine. There's no turbos, nothing. There's less to go wrong here with this because it's a naturally aspirated engine. No turbos, no turbo seals to go bad, or for EcoBoost, there's no cam phaser issues or anything like that, because it's basic, and it's got an automatic transmission, naturally aspirated engine, automatic transmission, very easy, very simple, and that is great for the long term. So if you're looking to get, you know, 200,000 miles out of a brand new truck, well, this might be one you might want to look into getting, because I truly do believe that you could get easily 200,000 miles out of this truck. I mean, shoot, I have a 2007 Honda Ridgeline 3.5 liter naturally aspirated V6. It's got a 5-speed automatic transmission, which stinks because it's so slow, and I wish it had an 8-speed transmission, because I think that would just make it better acceleration wise. But man, it's got 228,000 miles on it now. You know what I mean? It's just, I think this is another truck that could get you to 228,000 miles, to 300,000 miles. Shoot, I don't know how far this thing would get you, but I know that it would get you pretty dang far. And, you know, I've done videos with some new Canyons and Colorados nowadays, and they have a 2.7 liter turbo 4. And by the way, that motor is awesome. It accelerates very, very well. It's fun to drive because you can hear the turbo whistle, and it's very torquey, and it's plenty of capable when it comes to tow capacity and all that kind of stuff, and just acceleration wise. But for the long term, I'm not quite sure how that engine is going to hold up. Now, I know the Toyota just went with the Tacoma turbo engine as well, and I would assume because it's a Toyota that would probably be pretty solid. But who knows? You know what I mean? It's a new engine to the Tacoma, so time will tell how good it actually does over the course of 500,000 miles that some Tacomas have done. A lot of Tacomas have done, actually, you know, just with the very basic powertrain. Now, moving on from powertrain talk, the standard sound system is pretty good, but I would say if you want a better sound system, there is an optional Fender audio system, which I'll put the price of it on screen right now if you got to get a package with it. Now, the seats are also very comfortable. The lumbar function for the driver's seat is very interesting. I've never really seen anything like that in another vehicle besides like a Frontier, so that's just kind of interesting. But the seats themselves here in the front are very, very comfortable. That F-150 looks awesome, but the seats in the front here are very, very comfortable. The rear seats are not quite as comfortable. I think they kind of drop the ball a little bit when it comes to the rear seat comfort, because in my opinion, I don't think they're all that comfortable. I think they're just a little bit too straight up when it comes to the seat back. I wish there was a little bit more reclinability to that. I'm not even sure if you're going to be able to see because of that sun right there, so we'll try to block that out. But yeah, just very easy to use infotainment system, very easy to use just everything on this vehicle. I think it looks great. You could get beadlock style wheels. They're not beadlock capable wheels, but they look like beadlock capable wheels. So they've got that off-roady look to them if that's what you're going for. Or you could just have these wheels, throw a nice set of aftermarket wheels and tires on it, and call it a day. But when it comes to acceleration wise, yeah, it's not gonna be the fastest thing on the road, but this is an off-roader, so when it comes to performance, like 0 to 60 wise, I don't really think that you care all that much, but I can tell you, just in normal town accelerations, it's pretty good. But you may wish that it's got a little bit more power. But if you don't really care about acceleration, like hard, or maybe that's not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I'm saying, then I think you'll be totally fine here power-wise with this. But yeah, very comfortable. It's got a comfortable ride. One thing is that the steering is pretty heavy, and that is because you do have a hydraulic steering rack, so you get a little bit more steering feel because of that. But it is just a little bit heavy. You know, if you're in a parking lot, you're gonna have to fight with the wheel more than you would, let's say, in like a Canyon or a Colorado or a Honda Ridgeline or something like that, even, because this does have a pretty heavy steering feel. But I think that's good. I actually do appreciate the heavy steering feel because it makes it feel like a truck. Same with all the physical controls. It makes it feel like a truck, not a luxury SUV with a truck bed, if that makes sense. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm on my journey to 100,000 subscribers, and I cannot reach my goal without your support. I'm gonna give you a nice little acceleration here. Again, I cannot reach my goal without your support. So if you enjoyed the video, if you learned anything from this video, please just take a second to give the video a thumbs up, to hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment in the comment section down below. The likes and comments in particular do look very good for my channel in the YouTube algorithm, and that is what helps me grow. But only do those things if you actually truly enjoy the video, if you learned anything from the video and you just want to do those 3 things. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. But again, that's it for today's video. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.